experience with these Clemson defensive linemen, is this the best group that you think y'all will play this year? Most talented individuals, at least?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they got good guys across the board. D-line, obviously, in the past years have been very well, and looking at them on film, it's the same thing. You know, they're pretty good up front.
Is this a showcase game potentially for you guys, for you and Donnell and Dennis?
You know, I think it's a lot to prove for the team, not exactly just us, just the team. So we're gonna go out there and give it our best shot.
As an offensive line, how do you deal with communicating in hostile crowds like this?
Just gotta be loud, vocal, do non-vocal signals to each other, and go through practice, you know, and understand and practice what the game's going to be like at practice. You know, that's with our speakers and in the indoor and doing everything we can just to prepare ourselves for that game and be the best that we can and communicate to each other well.
Do y'all practice in the indoor for games like this so the sound can kind of amplify a little bit?
Just kind of depends. You know, we're outside, inside. Yeah. You never know. I mean, it's a coach's decision whether we're inside or outside. Our speakers are loud enough. You go outside, and it's going to be just as loud as inside. So, but other than that, it's just either way, it doesn't matter.
Zack, what's your history, your family's history with this rivalry? You watch it growing up? Clemson fans in the family?
Actually, no. So I'm really from Washington State. So when I got here in 8th grade, it's kind of when I really learned and understood what this rivalry really was. And so no ties, nothing. Like when I was being recruited, I wasn't biased anyway. So, but being here, you know, definitely building that culture and the understanding and you know, kind of forming myself and understanding what the rivalry really is.
What did you first learn about the rivalry as a kid when you first started to hear about it and experience it? What was your first reaction to it?
Well, you're either one side or the other. There ain't no common ground. So you're either full-blood Clemson or you're full-blood Gamecock. And so, you know, that was one of the first things kind of coming in here and, you know, coming in as an 8th grader, guys, people asking me, you a Clemson fan or a Gamecock fan? You know, and I was like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just learning this thing. But, I mean, it's very, very separated, you know, so.
You're from Washington, so that means they have the Apple Cup over there, right?
Yeah.
Is this a little bit more extreme than the Apple Cup, Zack, with the fan bases and everything?
Oh, yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, it's crazy over here. I mean, it doesn't matter what your record is. I mean, it's going to either place where we're here or there. You know, it's going to be 80,000+ people just roaring and loud and packed out. Doesn't matter if you have a losing record or a winning record. It doesn't matter. Everyone's going to be there.
Zack, I know you hear from fans and you can tune that out, but what about former South Carolina players? Did they talk to you guys about this series much or say, give you any advice? Or?
I mean, they have in the past. Have heard nothing this year, but you know, in the past, you know, hearing everybody and everyone come speak and talk about what it means to them and what it means to the state. It's huge, and so that it's kind of put onto us, and we have to take that and run with it and kind of use what they say as kind of like a fire, an ignition source to light a fire within you and have fun during this game.
On the flip side of that, how do you protect or guard against the hype and the emotion and letting it become a problem?
You just can't let it get to you. You can't let outside things get to you. You got to ignore everything. You know, we're coming into their house, so their fans are going to do their thing, and their players are going to do their thing, and you just got to try and ignore it and just play your own game and just know your rules.
How much do you guys think about, or do the coaches mention what happened the last trip up there?
It was mentioned and kind of left it at that. You know, it's a new season, but you know, it's for most of us we were all there. Yeah. A lot of us played during that game, yeah. And so it still burns in us.
How much? Who mentioned it? Coach Muschamp?
Yeah. Coach Muschamp. You know, pretty much all the coaches. You know, just kind of where we don't want to be.
Did they point to something and say, this is why that happened? This is why it was 56-7. So these are the things we can't do, or is it just strictly as a motivational? Keep it in your mind.
Just strictly as a motivational. Just keep it in your mind, keep it in the back, and know what you're working for.
Is the offensive line excited to go against the front like that again?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, every week I get excited to go play football. It's you know, this is why I'm here. I love it. But yeah, to go against them, you know, they're supposed to be the best, and you know, they're good up front. So giving us a challenge and you know, letting us kind of play ball is going to be fun and kind of see where we're at.
As an offense, do you feel like you guys have to go out there and play a perfect game to upset them?
I mean, we're just going to go out there and play our ball. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, I don't think anything special or anything like that's happening. I don't think we just got to go out there and play our game and not hurt ourselves.
How frustrating has it been the last couple of years to be playing from behind and trying to get something going and not having success the first half at all?
You know, it's hard, but you got to keep your head up. You got to keep everyone's head up and just keep moving and keeping the spirits up on the bench and say, you know, on to the next one. You know, we might not score the first drive. Hopefully we do, but you know, if you don't, you just got to keep this guy's head up, keep the spirits high on the sidelines, and motivating people to go back out there and go score the next series.
Is this week maybe one of the most difficult personal challenges for you when it comes to managing your emotions? Your last strike at Clemson, a chance to end the losing streak and a chance to spoil their season?
You know, I think emotions will play a role, but you got to kind of push those aside and just play ball. I mean, you got to play your game. You can't let the emotions get to you and hurt your team. So yeah, you just got to keep them inside of you and just play ball. I mean, honestly, I mean, you can't let them get to you.
As a guy that's played in this now for a few years, what do you think the biggest difference is between Carolina and Clemson right now when you look back at the results?
Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't answer that question.
When you go up there, do you sense hostility from their fan base toward you guys? Have you experienced anything that stands out as, you know, that it's different going there than maybe other stadiums you go to?
I think every stadium you can walk into in a hostile environment. I mean, whenever you walk into someone else's house, you know, you're not expecting for them to be nice to you and give you a high five. So, I mean, yeah, you're gonna walk into any place and have a hostile environment, and with their expectation of they're gonna kick your butt.
Do you think this is a healthy rivalry and everybody's passionate about it and it stays on the right side of the line, or do you think sometimes it crosses the line from players, fans, the whole thing?
No, I think it's healthy. I mean, I love it. I love the energy that it brings. I love the environment that it brings. I love the whole thing. I don't think we step over the line at any times. I mean, I'm sure there's some crazy Carolina fan. I'm sure there's some crazy Clemson fan that steps over the line sometimes. But I mean, other than that, I think it's very healthy, and I have no issues with it. I love it.
Do you take more verbal abuse when you play Clemson than any other place you go to?
I kind of just play my game. I'm not a person who kind of talks. I just kind of let my actions show, and if you want to kind of talk smack, that's fine. But I'm gonna line up the next play and go against you again. So you kind of got to back it up.
What do you remember from the D-line the last couple of years facing those guys? They've gotten so much attention, so much hype. Are they as real as the hype?
I mean, they have a good defensive line. I mean, they have great size up there. The guys are big. They move around well. I mean, they're a good unit, and they understand one another really, really well, and that helps them play ball better. So, I mean, yes, they're good.
Last one. Zack, what's been the biggest problem early offensively against those guys the last couple of years? And how much has that gotten y'all off of y'all's game plan?
We just got to make plays, and that's the biggest thing. Looking back on it and stuff, just, you know, we got to make plays running the ball. We got to make plays throwing the ball. You know, we got to do everything we got to do. We have to make plays. We can't get down on ourselves, and we can't drop balls, and we can't fumble balls, and we can't not block our guys. We have to block our guys, and we have to be able to do everything.
Thanks, Zack.